Have you ever felt like you're in a daily battle with your own software? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on a really powerful alternative, custom software development. We're going to figure out what it actually means to build a tool that works for you, not the other way around.
So yeah, let's start right there. Just take a second and think about the software you use every single day. Is it a genuine tool that helps you move forward, or does it feel more like an obstacle course, making you jump through hoops and find weird workarounds? That one question, that's exactly why we're here.
So, how do we get from obstacle to awesome tool? Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll talk about the big problem with most off-the-shelf software. Then we'll get into the fun stuff, the huge advantages of a custom solution. After that, we'll get super practical, how to find the right partner, what the process actually looks like, and some real-world examples. And of course, we'll wrap up by tackling the big one, the investment.
All right, first things first. Let's talk about the off-the-shelf problem. We've all been there, right? You buy some software that promises to solve all your problems, but you end up having to change how your business works just to fit into its rigid little box. It really is the classic case of one size fits none.
And this is where you can see the difference so clearly. Off-the-shelf software forces you to use its generic features. It's inflexible, you might find security holes you have no power to fix, and you're stuck paying those license fees. Forever. Custom software just flips that whole script. It's built around your process, it grows and adapts with you, and it gives you complete control over your security and your long-term costs. Okay, so if off-the-shelf is the problem, what's the real win with a custom solution? You know, it's about so much more than just getting a few cool new features. It's a strategic decision to build an asset, something that will future-proof your business.
The biggest advantage, hands down, is that you get a solution that's perfectly tailored to you. You can finally stop trying to force your unique way of doing things into a generic box. Instead, the software is built to be a perfect mirror of how you already work. And that means, poof, no more clunky, time-wasting workarounds.
So, what happens a year from now when your business is booming? Well, a custom solution is built for that. It's designed from the ground up to scale. So as you get more users and more data, your software just keeps up, without all those frustrating crashes and slowdowns.
Now, in today's world, this next one is absolutely massive. Enhanced security. See, when you own the code, you own the security. You get full control over the architecture and your data. This lets you build defenses that are specific to your business needs, which can dramatically reduce your vulnerabilities.
Okay, you might be thinking, but what about all the other tools we already use? That's where seamless integration comes into play. Custom software is built to communicate perfectly with your existing systems. Instead of having these isolated islands of data, everything just flows together smoothly.
Now, let's talk about the money. Yeah, there's an upfront investment, but custom software often leads to major long-term savings. For one, you get to say goodbye to those never-ending license fees. And because the software actually does what you need it to do, you stop wasting time and money on all those inefficient workarounds. And all of this leads to what might be the ultimate competitive advantage, market agility. When the market zigs, you need to be able to zag, and fast. A custom solution lets you push out updates and new features on your schedule, not some vendors. That's a huge edge. So you're on board, you see the value, but how do you actually make it happen? This brings us to finding the right development partner, and just as important, choosing the right way to work with them. This is what we call an engagement model. You've got a few main options, and each one is good for different situations. If you have a big long-term project, a dedicated team means you get a whole crew focused only on you. If your project is smaller and you know exactly what you need, fixed price is great for budget certainty. For projects that are likely to evolve, time and material offers a ton of flexibility. And hey, if you just need to add a specialist to your existing team, staff augmentation is the perfect way to do it. Okay, so you've picked a model. What's next? Let's demystify the actual hiring process. It's not some big scary thing. It's really just a clear, structured journey that takes you from an idea to a project kickoff. The whole process is really designed to find the perfect match. It all kicks off with a deep dive into what you actually need. After that, experts screen developers and send you a shortlist of the best ones. Then, you get to interview the finalists to make sure they're the right fit, both technically and culturally. Once you've made your choice, there's a smooth onboarding process, and then it's kickoff time. Time to start building. This all sounds great in theory, right? But where is custom software actually making a difference out in the real world? Let's take a look at a couple of industries where it's totally changing the game.
First up, let's jump into a sector where the stakes are about as high as they can get: healthcare. I mean, this is a field that's all about complexity, tight regulations, and the need for 100% precision.
Just think about it for a second. Custom software is the engine behind so much of modern healthcare, from making sure different electronic health records can talk to each other to the telehealth systems we've all gotten used to. It's what manages patient monitoring, navigates super complex medical billing, and keeps clinical workflows running smoothly and safely, all while making sure everything is compliant with rules like HIPAA.
All right, now for another high-stakes arena: fintech, or financial technology. In this world, everything is about security, lightning-fast speed, and handling things at a massive scale.
You probably use custom fintech solutions every single day. The digital wallet on your phone, the payment systems that process transactions in the blink of an eye, the incredible fraud detection AI that protects your accounts. Yep, all powered by custom software built for insane speed and rock-solid security. So this all leads us to that final, really important question that I'm sure is on your mind. What does this all cost? Let's break down the key things that actually determine the investment for a custom software project.
The main thing to remember here is that there's no single price tag. The cost is really a mix of a few key things: the skill level of the developers you bring on, the engagement model you decide on, and of course, the scope and scale of your project. You know, how big and complex it is and how long it's going to take. Getting a good handle on these factors is the first step to planning your budget.
So we've gone through the why, the how, and the what's in it for you of custom software. And now it all comes back to that very first question we asked. So take a look at your own business with your unique challenges and opportunities. What's the one problem that your custom software could solve?